So, are you ready? I'm about to give you the inside scoop on your vacation and business plans this year. I know we're coming out of this funk and we're coming out of this really weird time warp thing. And so a lot of people I talk to right now are talking about vacation. Sometimes a vacation is 24 hours. Sometimes it's a full month. And actually, have you ever thought about that when you hear these big wigs talk about how they take off 3 months to go tour the world every year? Like, does their business still run without them for reals, or do they check in? Anyway, that's a completely different topic. We will talk about that later. What I really want to talk to you about today is, how are you vacationing? Are you doing it differently? Are you even considering that part yet? So, for those of you who I've not yet met in person, my name is Amber Griffiths, and I am a brand strategist and a maker of legends, like for reals. So, it is that time again. Grab your legend pack, crank that speaker to 11. Welcome to Legend. So I'm asking you again, go feel free to drop me a note below. Are you vacationing differently than you have really ever? I mean, we're about a year and a half past the cough that shut down the world. Are you looking for an adrenaline rush or maybe more of the chill? Like just let me find some place where I can just go sit, stare at the wall, read a book, take a nap, whatever. It's just a different wall than this wall. Are you looking to find places where you can really spend time and connect with the people you're vacationing with? Or are you looking for something completely different, something you've never done before, something, out of the ordinary, something that's not your typical destination? Or are you even thinking about taking a vacation yet? I know there are people who have been traveling for a while and others who are like, I am making plans for 2022. But for the moment, what is your vacation dream? Like, not necessarily where you're going, but what you're excited to do when you get there. I am actually really excited because we're planning our first big thing out in the world right now. And I'm excited not just because I get to leave my house, but because my family and I get to experience each other and the world in a way that we haven't in a really, really long time. And it's something that we love to do. Traveling is one of those things that we like to do together. So even the planning of this trip is really exciting. And there are a couple people have coming that a couple people are going to be coming with us, like some of our favorite people actually. Um, have you ever have you ever been on vacation or a trip with people where there's always something wrong? Like somebody did something terrible, they got cut off, somebody treated them badly, or the food is yucky, or it rained, or it didn't rain enough, or whatever is upsetting in the moment. And like, it's not just enough for these people to point out that there's a problem, but you have to announce it with judgment. It's a federal crime. Yeah, I've been on that vacation too. Not awesome. But that's not these people. That is not this vacation. We're not going with those people. And I'm honestly just really, really genuinely relieved and happy about that. These people are going to be like, this trip in general, but these people specifically are in and of themselves. Like, this is a breath of fresh air because they are not like that. But beyond that, it's not just what they don't do, it's actually what they do. They talk about things and ideas and dreams and concepts, and we can sit around and solve all the world's problems in a single conversations and a bottle of wine. Like those kinds of conversations, and that's what we're planning for, and it just thrills me that we get to do that. Plus, and here's the kicker, I get to take my daughter with us, which to me is part of why kids are fun. It's like you get to take them to amazing places or ordinary places and experience it through their eyes. So even if you've been there a dozen times, if it's the first time with them, it's completely new. I know several years ago, my spouse and I took our daughter down to where we both went to school, where we met. And I mean, we lived there for years. Like, this is not new to us. But watching her experience it and seeing it through her perspective and her experience was just made it that much, it added this whole level of appreciation for this particular place. And I get to have really, really cool conversations with her too about what she thinks, how she feels about what's going on, the everything that comes in, the food, the conversation, the places, the music that we listen to. I get to hear how she feels about it and get her take on it, and it just, that really excites me. And yes, with this particular video, there's going to be about 18 hours of driving, um, which is fine. And actually, Yeah, it's more than fine. It's actually exciting because that 18 hours are different from any other 18 hours in the last year and a half. So I have to share though, in fact, there's so much anticipation and excitement about this. Like we were going to schedule some water tours and try whitewater rafting, which I've never done. Maybe more my style, like a lazy river tour that I've done, that I like, that I could do. And as it turns out, we don't get to do that. There's a drought, you see. There's just not enough water. So the tours and what we thought was available just won't be available. And granted, something can happen between now and then that changes everything, but for now, we are adjusting our expectations. And it would have been really normal to react poorly to having to adjust one's expectations. There's nothing wrong with that. We could have felt really disappointed and frustrated, and maybe even like this is less of a vacation than we were hoping for. But, I mean, it's happened before. Maybe we can call it off or do it some other time in some other place. However, in this moment, we decided to embrace what is instead of all the things we wanted that aren't. And we're finding other ways to engage and create an unforgettable experience. Now, that's not always the case. I mean, I remember the first trip I had to cancel last year uh, because of the pandemic. And I was so angry and frustrated and like really, really angry again because I had been so looking forward to this and everything I was going to do. It was a new city, a new audience. I was going to go sightseeing. I was taking the family with me. Like that's one of those cool things I get to do in business is I get to go speak and present and teach here and add a couple days on if it's someplace new and exciting. And I've been so looking forward to it. And the personal opportunities, the business opportunities were huge. So yeah, I doesn't always work out where I'm in high spirits for having to adjust my expectations. But this time, in this moment, it's actually going to work out really great. I'm not going to spend any time talking today about which of these represents your dream clients, like the ones who complain all the time, who are never satisfied, the ones who are focused on ideas, and the ones who are able to look at and celebrate all the things that went well. And I won't talk about the seeding of expectations, the excitement as something going on in your business. I think we're all advanced enough on this call. Anybody listening here is advanced enough to be able to drop in and realize that isn't just a story about me or about this particular trip, but it really does touch on so many other aspects for you. But what I do want you to do is drop me a note and let me know what things did it cause you to think about. It might have been your vacation. It might have been, oh, I am doing a vacation. Did I get my list done? Is my list updated? Am I one of those people who, like, tell me, are you a list person? Like, do you have a list that we're going on vacation? So here's a list of everything we need to take. Are you one of those people who has a standard, like, boilerplate type list that you just update for every vacation? Or are you kind of that night before throwing stuff in a sack and just going? Like, what kind of person? Maybe that's how where you went to is I should get a list, or you know what? Don't even have to worry about a list. I'll figure it out. Might be, holy cow, how do I even unplug and take a vacation? Like right now, I'm so busy. Maybe these are the thoughts that are going through your head. Maybe right now you are so busy creating and so busy working and so busy creating something amazing that even the idea of unplugging, while exciting, is so beyond what you can fathom that this is just not a thing. It may be the way you're looking at your business in general. It might be who your dream clients are and what happens when there's a change. Every one of us has life stories like this. What is yours? Drop me a note. Share with me what you're thinking, what you're feeling. How do you feel about vacation? Are you taking one? Are you a list person? In fact, if I can get it together, I am so a list person. Um, this particular trip is going to be different than one I've taken before. So it's going to require a new level of list, which excites me because list means you get to cross stuff off and it's very organized. And that is really going to be cool too. So I may, if I can get it put together, I'll drop in a copy, like a version of my list for those of you who are list people, and this could help, or for those of you who are not list people, but think maybe this year is the year you have a list because you keep forgetting everything. So maybe I'll drop that in a little bit later, but drop me a note. Share with me what you're thinking. How are you vacationing? What did listening to this, what did it make you think of? What did it make you feel? This is part of being able to share your life story, not just with me, but with your audience, with everybody involved. So until I get to share that with you, until I get to see you in person and give you a great big squeeze, rock on.